Hello, I just wanted to make a short video to show you what the terrain looks like right now, because they changed it yet again. Doesn't mean that now this is final. No, it's just another step. Yesterday evening, for example, from German time, of course, once again, it looked kind of like a brain dance edit in Cyberpunk 277. But they fixed that now with some texture compression thing. Yeah, too bad these don't collide. I mean, I would like to bump into them. They look so very physical, don't they? That looks good, doesn't it? Not shiny? And it shouldn't be shiny, that's what I'm saying. Well, though it's still kind of slightly shiny there, isn't it? Yeah, but it looks like... it kind of looks like it was wet and then it dried. That's not quite what the moon should look like, right? But otherwise it looks pretty moon-like, yeah? When I say pretty, I mean ugly, because that's what the moon looks like from over there, is what we have been told by so-called astronauts who have been in space. Everybody knows that over there is a disk and not an answer for that. I'm kidding. Oh, I see some pattern there. Line, 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 line. Hope that doesn't stay. They turned the rounding of the terrain down a notch yesterday. You know, when the horizon, when the higher you fly, the more curved it looks in the far direction. I mean, when do you ever fly this high? I mean, it didn't take me long to get here, so that doesn't fly. That has to be fixed. But now we can see certainly that this whole thing is rounded. And we're falling back down. And I have to catch myself. Else I have to catch my breath. But from close up, that looks pretty good. Slightly, really like it was wet and then it dried. So not quite moon-like. But we're getting there. And yeah, one of the key things about the new terrain, it's finite, right? So it's no longer as big as it was before. Yeah, the thing is, now it's bigger. I said that in the previous video, or rather Rocket did. Because the terrain as big as it is here, you cannot even load that with the classic terrain system. That would crash your game. So the other one was only hypothetically infinite. This one is definitely finite, but it's bigger. And faster. Oh yeah, and another thing, we can fly higher. That's of course not a question of the new terrain system. They could just have increased the ceiling basically. And that means that maybe they will actually lower the ceiling here later, who knows. Or was there a hard reason for us not to be able to fly higher? Yeah, of course there was a hard reason. The reason is that you cannot look that far, and so the higher you fly, the more the world looks just like a patch below you. Like this one also does right now. But no, it rather looks like a ball above which we're flying. A bit small, I mean it's more like an asteroid than the moon, but it's, like I said, it's just a surrounding variable that they changed. So that's less rounded even, but they could change that further. You see at the screen edge we have some field of view problems there. how high can we go?
Until we see the space station.
Well, they have already a working prototype where you have a station on the world and in orbit at the same time, in the same game. But that's old news. It's already half a year old or so. And that is something that they also aim to do. It's not a hard plan. It's not a hard plan. But they will definitely be bringing back the space map. That is a hard plan. And the hypothesis is that they themselves have that maybe they will just have a space map in every game. So you can just, fly out in orbit, build or work on your space station, and you can go back down. Oh, I think the moon is transparent there. We can see through it. So, and we see, I think this pattern, if you can see that, we can probably only see that when you watch this in 4K. That might be the little lines that we saw earlier. This pattern. Definitely a problem with the field of view calculation there. As in, well, this has been enough rendering. Go home now. No, it has not been enough rendering. Even if my field of view is low, I mean, I still feel like a sinner for turning up the field of view as much as I do. In other words, I still feel like a sinner for doing it right. I pointed that out at length, that while field of view is objectively right. Now, of course, it depends on your effective screen size. Yeah, but your effective screen size ought to be big, because that is objectively right for this type of interface. First-person 3D. And that's all for now.